Hey, how the fuck are you? I'd probably care you.
Welcome back, Pod Squad, for episode 102 of the kPodcast. We moving, man.
I like that, man. That's big, yo. Congrats.
We moving. Thank you. We got a special guest here tonight, Yoko. How you doing tonight?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I appreciate you
man.
for coming.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, quick little backstory. You and I met at the Music Placement Conference about a month or two ago where you were a speaker.
Yep.
So, like you did there, just give a brief introduction of yourself, what you do, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes.
For sure. My name is Yoko. I wear a couple of different hats in the music industry. So I'm an artist manager. I am a project manager. I'm a rights and royalty specialist. I'm a mentor, a consultant, and an educator. So all of these things kind of put together. My forte is actually teaching different creators, whether it's children or whether it's labels, like how to actually make money in this music industry, right? How to own their intellectual property, how to build successful brands. The biggest thing is like this industry changed. A lot of stuff has shifted. You feel me? So
The
it's
digital era.
You feel me, right? So it's teaching a lot of people like how to catch up to what's going on now and how to get the piece of the pie that belongs to them. And really just teaching a lot of people that like you can really make a living off of your art for real, for real. You don't have to be the biggest artist in the world. You just got to have like your own goals and your own, things that you want to accomplish, and anything can be done.
Right. No, yeah, absolutely. And I was definitely inspired by not just the little tidbit you gave right there, but by, your contributions at the conference, which influenced me to invite you on here. So again, I appreciate you being here.
Man. Thank you.
And we'll get into the nitty gritty here in a bit, but here at the kPodcast, I like to start with a little segment we call the ones and twos.
All right.
Just to break the ice a little bit, just to kind of let the people get to know you, So I'm just going to hit you with two things. Just give me the preference.
I bet.
And if you don't have, you want to go both or whatever, there's no penalties or anything like that. It's all about having a good time.
I like it.
All right. So, first, are you vegetarian or anything like that?
Nah, but I've been trying to eat more plant-based lately.
Okay. Because there's a couple meat food questions in here.
I'm still eating meat.
All right. So, tacos or burgers?
Tacos.
Okay. We going fruit or veggies?
Fruit, man. I eat like a 4-year-old. I don't even like vegetables for real. You feel me? Like I've been trying to do better, but I hate vegetables, man.
That's fair. I feel like they got to be prepped right,
I'm a salad person. I'll eat a salad every day for real. But anything besides that, I'm a child. It's green. Ew. It's not good. Ew.
Well, and also, like, I say it's got to be prepped correctly, but I am also one of the weird people where I kind of prefer my veggies raw.
I'm getting to that part too, though, for real.
Like, I feel like that's how it was intended, right?
That's how it's supposed to be. So
right.
You're probably doing it the right way.
Right. We going sunrise or sunset?
I'm a sunset person, I feel like.
Okay. You ever lived on the West Coast?
I have not. I went to Phoenix a couple times. I've not been to Cali, and there's always been this kind of funny thing with myself and my friends. It's like when you go to Cali, you're never going to come back.
Right.
So I'm waiting on it. I think I'm going to go to the Grammys this year and finally get my Cali on.
Cali stamp.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not mad at that. I've only been there once to like the Bay Area, but it was definitely nice. Shouts to Cali.
For real.
We going beach or mountains?
I'm a beach kid all day. I love the beach, man.
Day or night?
I'm a night owl.
Okay. We going coffee or tea?
Tea, yo. I actually love tea. I'm
You said you had some tea right before the.
Yeah, you feel me? I normally I have a cup of tea, 1 or 2 at least every day.
Yeah.
Like I've never been a coffee person ever.
You got a favorite tea?
Normally like a honey lemon ginger vibe. I've been tearing Dunkin' Donuts ass up with like a hibiscus tea lately. I never thought I would even hear myself saying it. It sounds crazy as shit, but like, yeah,
It's good.
Right, I'm a tea person now.
No, I'm not mad at that. I used to be a coffee fiend, and I feel like probably the past 5 years or so, I've definitely kind of shifted towards the teas for sure. We going reggae or dancehall?
I'm gonna go with both on that one.
That's fair.
I'm gonna go with both.
I would go with both myself.
You feel me? Jamaica's. I feel like if I had any place I can live in the world, it would be Jamaica. So I just love the culture of both of them. To be honest.
No, yeah, you can't lose, and there's no wrong answers either. You know.
Hell no.
So on music, we going Chuck Berry or Little Richard?
Chuck Berry, man.
OG.
He started that rock and roll shit.
Right. Both OGs, but I hear you.
Yeah.
Shouts to Chuck. You like physical books or audiobook?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. I feel like they both serve their purpose. I feel like lately I've definitely been wanting to like turn the pages, but there's certain times where like my favorite audiobook ever was like the Will Smith joint. And
one that he wrote? I don't know if I know about that
yeah,
one.
so he wrote like his story or whatever, but when you listen to the audiobook version, he narrated it himself. So it's in his voice. He's telling the story. Sometimes if he's talking about a song, they like playing the song in the background type shit. So like for me, it's like a audio movie kind of in a way,
Right?
Depending on which book it is. So like, I like both.
No, that's fair. I think I hadn't heard of that one, but seeing it's funny because I assumed if you had an audiobook, the author had to read it.
No.
Right. I come to find out later some random person that has nothing to do
Threw
with
me
it.
off completely.
Yeah, I'm
yo.
like, what the fuck is this?
Threw me off.
I definitely prefer physical book personally,
Yeah.
but I feel you. What's up? You wanna come up? It's Tootie. It's Tootie. You're from up north originally, right?
Yeah.
Baltimore?
Born in Baltimore, raised in what we call the DMV.
Right.
So DMV is totally DC, Maryland, Virginia. But for us who live there, right, so there's a metro rail system. There's like a train. If you can get to the place on a train, technically that's considered the DMV, right?
Okay.
But the, I guess, community that I grew up in was, it's called PG County, so Prince George's County type shit.
I know
And it's
PG.
kind of ironic for me because DMV, or what would be considered more like DC, and Baltimore have like a rivalry type shit. We used to call it the Battle of the Beltway.
Mm-hmm.
So I was born in Baltimore, but I was raised out on this other side. So I literally have like both cultures.
Best
And
of both worlds.
if you're not from there, you don't realize that a 45-minute drive is 2 totally different lifestyles.
Yeah,
believe
it
it
means
or
a
not.
lot.
Yeah,
Right.
The music is different. How you talk is different. How they dress is different. And I like grew up mixed with both.
True.
It's weird.
Hybrid.
Yeah. Even when I tell people, it's like, you was born where? And it's like, yeah, but you grew up where? I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, I got the best of both worlds. For real, for real.
I am the one.
Yes.
You good, sweetie? Relax. All right. Well, speaking of DMV, we going Pharrell or Timberland?
Oh, shit, both. I can never choose between them,
Yeah.
yo. Like, literally both of them are the reason why that started my love of music. Like, a lot of people don't know I used to want to produce.
Right.
And
I was
when
going to get into that.
Yeah. I literally used to be like, I want to be a mixture between Pharrell, Timberland, and Missy. And to me, they was both from like Virginia, so it kept the DMV kind of thing going as well. So I could never choose between them, yo.
Yeah.
I love them.
That's fair. I literally just added that.
I love them, yo. That's perfect.
All right, we got some throwbacks. NFL Blitz or NBA Jam?
Oh, I'm gonna throw a different one in the NBA Street.
Ooh, that might be a better one.
That was my
honestly.
shit. That was my shit. Clearly.
All right, that's fair. We got option C's around here too, if you didn't know. Barney or Big Bird?
Oh my god, I fucking loved Barney, yo.
Yeah.
I had the fucking sheets, I had the book bag, I had the toy, I had the fucking tapes. Like, I loved Barney, yo.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, people have no idea about that.
We're peeling back the onion.
Yeah, yo, these are good. See, that's why you gotta come here, y'all.
All right. Well, we got a little rook here, so we going dogs or cats?
Dogs. I have been introduced to cats now as an adult, and I'm starting to unlearn some things, if you will.
Right.
But I'm definitely more of a dog person.
Right. No, I'm the same way, and I feel like as a kid, I used to think that I disliked cats, but the truth was I was just ignorant to cats.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
You meet enough cats. I still definitely would not say I'm a cat person, but like you just learn some are cool as shit and some are assholes.
Yes, and some are crazy. Like I've heard that orange cats are crazy as shit.
I thought it was the opposite. I thought they were the chill ones.
No.
Like Garfield?
No, yeah, Garfield's crazy as hell. Yo, they say that the black ones are the chill ones, which are the ones that everybody are afraid of.
I know that's my old roommate had a black cat, and she was honestly awesome.
I heard they were the best ones. So yeah,
they were best friends.
That's what they say. Yo, they say that. Like my girl is like dying for a cat dog combo, and I'm just like. But I feel like the more that I learn from her, and then I got friends who like love cats and shit, and the more I'm around them, I'm like, all right, homie wasn't that bad. You wasn't that bad, So lately I've been like seeing kittens, and I'm like, damn, I think it's gonna happen soon. Yeah.
When I feel like too, a dog you can rescue not at any, really at any age, and like chances are you'll be okay. But with a cat, I feel like it helps a lot if you have it.
Oh yeah,
since a kitten,
definitely to start fresh,
right?
And because cats are just way smarter,
right?
And
they are smart as fuck.
They're smart as shit. I don't need.
Good? You good? Okay.
Yeah, I don't need the cat outsmarting me, man. I need to get it from a baby, and we learn each other together.
Right. No, I hear you. I know, Rue. Another throwback: Ninja Turtles or Power Rangers?
Oh, I was a Power Ranger all day.
Yeah.
I might even morph my ass off. But I was up every Saturday morning, 7:30, 8 o'clock with a bowl of cereal watching that shit.
Hell
You
yeah.
feel me?
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
No wrong answers. We going podcast or radio?
Both. I like both. You feel me?
And I do want to remind me to come back to the radio thing because I saw your post earlier.
I got you.
We going Nas or Hove?
Oh, I'm a whole fan all day.
Okay. Salsa or guacamole?
Salsa. I'm learning to like guacamole now.
I fuck with guac and avocados, but I realized, I don't know when it was, at some point in my life, it started giving me like stomach aches, like really fucking with my stomach for some reason.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
I'll probably never fuck with it
Because
again.
I like that shit, but it's not worth it.
Nah, I'm a salsa kid, though.
Smoothie or milkshake?
I would say more smoothie now as I'm like getting away from the dairy shit, unless I can find like a dairy-free version. But I used to love me a fucking milk. I used to have a milkshake every fucking day. That was my, wind down from work. That was my reward. I went to work today. I got a milkshake.
No, hey, that's a great reward.
Hell yeah.
That's a good reward if I've ever heard one. That's for sure. I got a sweet tooth like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
We team Apple or team Android?
I have been converted to be an Apple.
Yeah.
I used to be Android, and I was like, hella on the Android only. Then I got my first iPhone and was like, what the fuck have I been doing in my life? I've never went back.
That's fair. So for wings, you going the flats or the drums?
Drums all day. I need the meat. I need some meat, man.
OJ, pulp or no pulp?
No OJ, period.
No OJ.
Hell
Damn.
no,
that might be a first here.
No OJ, man. Apple juice.
I love apple juice too.
Yeah.
What if they had apple juice with pulp? That would be wild.
That would be some shit that I'm not drinking. I can't do.
Mix your applesauce with the apple juice.
I don't even do applesauce. See, as I said, I'm too weird. I don't want shit floating.
You don't
in my
like the
drink.
texture?
No, I don't like. If I'm so weird with like food, so half of it is like I'm neurodivergent. So sensory stuff is different for me. But even before I knew I was neurodivergent, like I don't like any shit that I can't like chew. You feel me? So like
this is already chewed.
Yeah,
this
that's what I feel like.
is
I don't
already
like
chewed.
applesauce. I don't like grits, oatmeal, mashed potatoes. Like none of that mushy. Just
So no soup either.
Chicken noodle.
'Cause you
It all
can chew some
depends.
stuff
Okay,
in.
so like soup, I'm kind of cool. Well, I used to like cook for a living.
Yeah.
So soup,
okay.
I'll cook. I'll cook my own soup or something
Right.
like that. I'm cool with that. But again, to eat like applesauce is like, no, what the, like bite an apple. Like, what the fuck? Like it's just like
Let's skip this step.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, like how the baby birds gotta have their food like ate by their parents. That's what it's given. It's like, yeah, what the fuck is this? Just give me the apple. I'm good off that.
No, that is fair. Someone else said that. Not about. I think they said that about the orange juice. They're like, I don't want pulp in my juice. If I wanted pulp, I'm just gonna fucking eat orange.
Yeah,
like,
that's why I'm like, I don't want nothing floating in my
fair.
damn drink.
That's kind of, in a weird way, that's kind of why I do prefer pulp into juice, because it's a reminder, like, this is real
fruit.
juice. Yeah. This is real juice.
Yeah, it's not concentrated.
This is not some fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
You like peanut butter?
No.
Oh,
Yo, I'm such a picky fucking eater. That's what I tell people. Like, I am a 4-year-old, you guys.
All right, well, this last question will be interesting for you, because you said, like, you have heightened senses. What did you say?
So I'm neurodivergent, which means my brain just works differently, right? So for me, I have different...
Specifically related to your senses.
It's a lot of different shit, right? So it's honestly like neurodivergence can be a combination of everything, or a bunch of different stuff. It's no cookie cutter answer. So for me, it's like based off having like heightened senses, anxiety. I'm still like dealing with like PTSD, all this type of stuff, right? So it makes shit like people probably wonder, why are you on a podcast with glasses on, right? And it's like, because lights are brighter to me sometimes. Times
I'm just used to that, because artists.
you see what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of people are like, oh, you got, you know, glasses on in the club. It's like, man, just strobe lights right now. Like, it's bright as hell to me, for real. You feel me? So like, yeah, you know, my senses are heightened. Certain shit is brighter than me. Sometimes certain shit is louder than me. Sometimes like the clothes that I wear, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're just dressing to be cool. And it's like, I have to be comfortable for real, right? So I'm always normally wearing like hoodies, because low-key I like compression. I like for shit to feel tight, and if I put a hood on, I feel like I can like disappear for
It's
a
like
little
hugging
bit.
you.
Yeah, you feel me? Like even these pants, people are like, oh, they look like, you know, space pants. I'm like, they're just they're flowy as fuck.
Pants,
yeah, you feel me? So it's like where a lot of people like, shout out to the fact that it works for fashion as well, for real. But it's all about making sure that I'm like just accommodating myself, and I'm learning this more as like being an adult and officially like getting diagnosed with it and all that type of shit too. So I just do shit differently. I do whatever like makes me comfortable and makes me happy, but not like worrying about what other people like say or think or all that type of shit. It's like, yo, I'm different. It is what it is. Sometimes I got a good social battery. Sometimes I'm here for a short time and not a long time. You feel me? Like sometimes shit's too bright. Sometimes shit's too loud, and I wear like different headphones, or I wear like headphones that silent shit. You feel me? Like it all just depends on what makes me comfortable in a different environment.
Right. No, that's fair. So given all that, this last question usually is pretty heavy, just because of the content of it, right?
I like it.
So knock on wood, I don't want this to happen to you, anyone you know and love, myself included, all that. If you had to pick, would you prefer to be blind or deaf, and why?
Probably blind, because I cannot live without music. That is
a very common answer. That's my answer.
soul. You feel me? So I feel like I could adapt to having to relearn how to see through other things, but I feel like if I lost being able to hear music, I would literally lose a piece of myself.
Right. No, yeah, absolutely.
And crazy shit, like I almost went deaf before, so I know how close it is to being like,
yeah, wait,
I can't have that shit. Yeah, I went crazy for real, for real.
All right. That was the end of the ones and twos.
I like that.
Loosen you up a little bit, you know?
Like that. That's very smart. You feel me? A lot of people just be like, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
Like, damn, bro.
Super deep introspective question.
You know,
Like, okay,
I like that, though. That was cool.
Well, and also it gives me a little bit of content to build off of, because I was going to ask you like your origin story and how you got started in hip hop, and you mentioned the DMV being influenced by Pharrell, Timbaland, Missy.
Definitely.
So, at what point, you were born and raised up there, I take it?
Yeah.
So, what point did you move to Florida?
So I moved to Florida in 2011. After I dropped out of college, so
Fair.
I was going to
College
St.
up
John.
there, down here?
I was going to college in New York.
Okay, so St. John's.
So I was going to St. John's University. Shout out to the Red Storm, even though I was never part of it, you know. But I dropped out to be a caretaker for my grandparents.
Okay, that's respectable.
Yeah. So it wasn't for
Not like you were just like, I'm gonna be a rapper.
No. I was actually set in New York, so I was I was fucking off a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. You feel me? But grades wise was phenomenal. I was on Dean's List. I was in all the little whatever shit. I had a great internship up there. It just was a choice of like family shit. So I chose
Which I mean,
my family,
right?
Which I would never change. You feel me?
Yeah,
It
I would
was
do the same thing.
it was what needed to be done. So when I came down here to Florida, it was oh, you got a toy.
hey, that's this crinkly one, bro. Get that shit out of here.
When I
Get your quiet toys.
When I came to Florida, it was a restart for me, to be quite honest. Like, I didn't know anybody. I kind of was, like, in the middle of being depressed because I'm like, fuck, I did everything I was supposed to do. You know, they tell you, like, get good grades, get a scholarship, go to college, and that's your da-da-da. I'm like, well, I did all that shit, and now everything is, like, washed.
Right.
So, coming down here, yeah, life be lifing for real. So, coming down here was a clean slate. And I just was hustling, man. Like, when I moved down here, like, I had no job. I ain't have no, like, nothing. I just was here.
Right.
It was like, take care of your grandparents type stuff. So from there, we had a food truck. And it just was crazy how it kind of rolled into each other. So this food truck that we had, I think we cranked that up probably like 2012. We moved down here in 2011. And once the food truck kind of started cranking, we sat the food truck in front of a strip club. And it's like, why, right? Because strip clubs, they don't have food, but it's popping. But for me, it was
People
the catalyst, right? You feel me? It was a catalyst to music for me, for real. Because who comes to the strip club? All the artists. And when everybody has
That's a great point.
A major concert, they're going to go do their concert, but then they want to hang out somewhere. Where they going to come? They come to the strip club, right? So, when I was in New York, I was doing an internship with this dude named Theo Brown. Shout out to him. He literally started me in this shit, right? So when I told him, like, yo, I gotta move to Florida, he said, I'm gonna link you with this dude named DJ Dr. Doom. DJ Dr. Doom
sounds familiar.
Because he's Jacksonville's DJ, so he's on the beat. So
That
Doom is
might
like,
be why.
exactly, DUUVAAL, you know? So, Doom is crazy. I call him like my dad in this industry type thing. So I moved to Jacksonville. I know nobody. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Theo's like, oh, just get linked with this dude. Doom's at the radio station, so he's just like, yo, told you we was gonna be friends.
Yeah.
I just started helping him with shit, you feel me? So he's like running all these clubs and he's doing all these events. So I'm just with him all the time. And it's like start from the bottom. I'm talking about like put flyers out, you can come in the club. And I've started proving my worth and providing value for his brand. So he started helping
Entry
me on the
level,
other
if
side.
you will.
Yo, from the bottom of the bottom
right,
type
right.
shit, you feel me?
Right.
So the combo of, you know, being able to hang out with Doom and some shit and seeing all these different artists and shit that's going through at the strip club, I started realizing like, this is the entertainment world, and I'm kind of learning the different realms of it, okay? The strip club is the promotion side. The DJ side is something different, but he's also, like, radio, so that's something different. He's in major concerts and festivals. That's some different shit. So it's a lot of different things that I kind of got popping around. Mm-hmm. And in the midst of all that, you just start seeing all these artists in the city, right? Like, independent artists. And it's like, yo, these kids is fire. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Why they not like bubbling type shit? And then you start seeing a couple of them get pulled out, and it's like, okay, they got something going. And then like a year later, like that's the worst shit I ever did in my life, and this is a horrible deal, and da da da. So I start asking myself,
Signing with like labels, you mean?
You feel me? Yeah, like labels or production companies or even
What's
just
that one, the Youngeen Ace from Jax? I like that kid.
He in a lot of shit right now with everything that just happened. You feel me? But
I like his music.
Yeah, there you go. It was saying shit like that, you feel me? And it's just being like, what the fuck? Like, why are certain people popping and certain people not? Why is it that I'm not from here in this city, but I know how to get my music on the radio, and I'm not an artist? But this person was born and raised here and don't know how to get their music on the radio.
Lacking that knowledge.
Like, basic shit, right? So that was the shit I started putting together, and I'm like, these people, and not anything bad, but like this city, they don't know anything about the actual business of music. They make dope music. They know how to get it out. They know how to be like hood popular, but outside of that, it's stagnant.
Right.
So my whole thing was like, what the fuck is it? And come to find out, I'm like, there's a whole like business side to it. So I was always not necessarily the plug, but somebody who can get you the shit. You need a DJ? I got you. You feel me? You need somebody who's gonna print your flyers up? I got you. When it came to who's gonna teach these people like the business side, I ain't had nobody to say, go to that person.
I got you.
Right, so then I became that person. So I just started like studying music business, and the more that I studied it, I would kind of just like pass it out to shit. So then I got people coming to my food truck, right? The food truck was really the catalyst of the shit.
It's home base.
That ass.
And you got fire food, I'm sure.
Food was fire. Everybody wanted to hang out around it. So when they coming up to the truck, I'm like, okay, I know here artist. I know that person artist. So I started asking small shit like, hey, it's 200 cars out here. Y'all got no flyers? They like, flyers for what? And I'm like, because it's 200 fucking
bro.
cars out here. Go put them on the windshield, bro. Like, what are you doing? They're like, never thought about that. I'm like, do the DJ got your music in there? They like, nah. I'm like, well, how the fuck is it gonna get played if you don't give it to the DJs type shit? So then you start seeing like the next week, the kid come up and like, yo, I got flyers. So I'm like, yo, give me a stack, put them on the side of the food truck, and like, we're gonna help you push your shit type thing. I'm like, all right, now go in there and give the DJ the music and have him play it. And then, an hour later, you hear the song pumping out, and I'm like, he got the shit played. And a week later, they come back and they're like, what do I do next? I'm like, shit, I don't know. Like, what the fuck? So from there, it just was figuring out. And as I figured it out, I just gave it back to them. So it literally got to the point where it was like, you ordered your food at the front of the truck, and whoever wanted to talk business for music, you came to the back type shit. So now I got the back of the truck. It's 2 a.m., and it's 20 people deep in the back of the food truck because I'm teaching kids, like, this is what a copyright is. And this is, who you call to get your radio on, your music on the radio, and why y'all not doing this or this. So then I feel like a combo of that with also working with Doom and showing him the more that I'm learning on the business side too. It was on some shit where like, well, if you want your music on the radio, you gotta go to Yoko first so she can make sure the paperwork and shit right. Then I became the paperwork lady.
Became the official middle.
Right.
Middle
so
person.
It was a win though, because it was like the artists I was working with. I mean, you already know what Jacksonville is. You feel me? Like, we was in the trenches with a lot of these artists. So sometimes I'm dead ass in the traps for real, and I'm trying to, I gotta sign you up with ASCAP, bro. I gotta sign you up with BMI. I don't know what the fuck that shit is.
Never heard of that shit.
Just do it type shit. You feel me? So it just started teaching them, and I was like, yo, the crazy shit is like, these people from these, major companies and shit, they'll never come to these communities and like teach these kids. You feel me? Like,
hell no, because then they can't rob them.
You see what I'm saying? So I feel like once I put all those pieces together, I'm like, oh shit, if I learn this shit and I teach it and give it back, then he gonna teach his little brother, then he gonna teach his little friend, and we can literally like start changing the whole industry for real just by educating. So that's kind of where it all started. So then after that, I just was like, I'm gonna make a company, and shit, we've been rolling ever since for real.
Shout out to KRS-One. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone.
Dead ass.
Are you an older sibling?
Technically, yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of what you just said just gave me like older sibling vibes. Like, let me take these kids under my wing, show them the way. Not even just hip hop. The fucking world needs more of that.
Everybody,
you know what I mean?
And I think that's more what it was. My position that I feel like I hold in life right now is providing what I wish I had when I was a certain age, or even just now. You feel me? Like, whether it's guidance, whether it's advice, whether it's somebody to just listen to. Like, I wish somebody told me half of the shit that I'll be out here telling people for real. So that's what it really be. It's just like, if I knew I needed that help, how many people's lives can we change by giving them tidbits and information type shit? And then when you started, or at least for me, when I started seeing it, that shit happen like in real life. You feel me? Like, now I'm getting goosebumps because you start like hearing people and saying shit like, yo, I took your advice and like I got a check that came in, or like I got this placement, or I got this opportunity, and it's just like, what the fuck? All from information. You feel me? And it just
or
was
ideas.
Like, ideas, info, all that.
Not to cut you off. Our last conversation, the call we had, I put out that beat tape because of what you said.
Hell yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Solely
like,
because of what you said.
I
was like, that is a brilliant idea.
See? He listened and he did it.
Why the fuck have I not done that before?
Yes, I mean, and that's the shit that like that fuels me for real, right?
Because it's like, people.
People just be needing help. You feel me? Like, people need guidance. People need a blueprint for real. And like, trust me, I get it. This is a business, and I get my paper off. I mean, my bills are taken care of. But for like the amount, certain shit is priceless to me. You feel me? Like the phone calls that I get, the screenshots that I get from people sometimes, the people who I work with, and just seeing how they are afterwards. That shit's priceless. And it's like, the paper be good, that does come, and that comes from providing a value. You feel me?
Right.
To certain people.
Yeah, you're not just out here just talking bullshit in people's ears.
Yeah, I'm not lying to nobody. And that be the whole shit too. Is like, I'm not. This shit be so serious to me. Like, when you start realizing that these are people's dreams, like dead ass, yo. Like, this is shit that people are like risking their lives to achieve type shit. And when you realize it in that perspective, it's like, this not no shit I'm gonna play with. You feel me? Like, I don't want to take advantage of nobody. I don't want that karma on my own life for real to just be taking advantage, because that's a lot of shit that's happening out right now. People getting scammed and taken advantage of, and I'm just like, I just don't want that shit on
by
my
major
spirit.
artists too, which is crazy.
Yo,
I'm sure you see that shit all
it's
online.
fucking insane. Like the more that I feel like, the more that we tell people it's not true, the more that they just be like, oh, Jay being a hater right now. And it's like, no, bro, it's a bot that you talking to.
Right.
That's his little cousin. And he
Right.
don't even know that his little cousin is using his page. Or
Right.
he do,
Right.
because their money then slowed
he's
up
hurting,
too.
right, 'cause
Yeah,
the
and it's
label's
like,
robbing him
yo,
too.
what the fuck, man?
Right. It's a never-ending cycle.
It's not, but it all starts with, again, just being educated. The more you know, the less that somebody can pull the wool over your eyes for real.
Right.
Because you
Yeah.
already know how the game's supposed to go.
Exactly.
So how somebody gonna play you if you already know the play?
No, I mean, no lies were told here.
So I feel like that'd be my whole thing, is like the amount of shit that we can change just by education. And I figured that out in like a lot of realms in life for real. So not only music, but like I'm working on a project now about sustainability and like climate control and all that. And the whole thing is
Nice.
like, I'm learning, right?
Okay.
So
That's what I went to school for. So we can talk.
I got a project for you.
We
I
can
got something
talk.
I want you to work on, yo. But my whole thing be like, yo, if the more that we just learn in any realm of life, whether it be music, fashion, like how to save the earth, how to make yourself happier, and we share these things with people, just the more that we can learn from everybody else, and the easier shit is for real.
Right.
For real. Like I'm very much of a learn from other people's mistakes or other people's successes.
Have you read, I think it's from Think and Grow Rich, where he talks about the brain trust?
I haven't, but that's on my list.
And it's a great book, but he basically talks about kind of like what you're saying, not only taking that upon yourself, but the people you surround yourself with. Like if we all specialize in something, now boom, we're a power team. Right? He calls it a brain trust.
And that situation just like that was one of the biggest things that ever happened in my career. You feel me? Like, developing that, having the right people around, having people who were good in their position or realm, and then we all coming together and making like this like super kind of situation. That's how Power Rangers. Right? I like that shit. Power Rangers, yo. But like I got my first opportunity to go on tour in 2018, and looking back on that shit, that's exactly what it was. You feel me? Like all of us had our own expertise, and we all put that shit together. And while I was with them, and I wasn't with them for the whole tour, but I think I did like maybe 2-3 years with them. We had like 30 different cities in the whole. We went to Dominican Republic, all this shit.
Nice.
All about like teaching music business. And I'm like, and it's because everybody came together and was comfortable in their role and let everybody do their shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you work with teams, it's like, nah, you don't want that person to be that good, or you fully don't let people like spread their wings type shit. 'Cause people be nervous that you gonna overshadow them, so they'll clip your shit.
Ego.
Heavy. And this situation, the shit just was like, yo, everybody do what they good at. And that shit, like, we thrived, man.
Everyone play your role. Everyone brings something to the table, so everything's balanced. If everything's playing their role, if everyone is playing their role, and you know what I mean, holding their weight, then boom.
It worked, man.
Right.
It worked.
Plan executed.
Teamwork make the dream work, for real.
So, just speaking of like mentoring and all that, do you have, outside of like getting your paperwork in order, do you have any, I guess, kind of generic advice for any young artists who might be watching this who have never met you and they don't know anyone like you, that they can take to heart to kind of be guided in the right direction? You know what I mean?
I feel like I tell everybody like the two same things, right? Number one, learn this shit for yourself. Learn this music business for yourself, and whatever that means to you. But what I want it to mean to you is not only just the paperwork side, but learn how money is made, right? Because my whole thing be like, how the hell do y'all get in the industry and expect to make money and don't know how money is made, right? So learn how money is made. Learn the histories of music. That's why I feel like a lot of people drop the ball, right? The history tells so much of why we're at where we're at right now. Learn the different roles in the music industry. That way you're not trying to figure out why your manager won't pay for X, Y, and Z, because your managers, and the people who pay for shit is your investors. They pay two different roles. You see what I'm saying? The more that you know in this industry, the easier shit is. Whether it's how money is made, whether what's more important, streams of fans, knowing that fans are more important than streams, your life's going to be easier type shit. Knowing that you don't have to have 1 million followers to be successful makes your life easier type shit. You feel me? Like knowing your own goals and not comparing yourself to somebody else makes life easier. But all that comes with knowledge and education, right? So learn this industry for yourself. And the second thing I tell everybody is like, yo, trust your struggle. Right, and it sounds real generic, and it probably sounds cliche as shit, but you're where you're supposed to be, exactly where you're at for a reason. You kind of got to just trust in your story and not so much question, why am I not X, Y, and Z? Why is this person not? Yo, just trust it.
Why didn't I blow up overnight?
You're not supposed to, because
Right.
if you blew up overnight, you wouldn't even handle that shit.
Right.
I know so many people who've like, oh, I went viral, and it's like, so what'd you do with it? How much money did you make from it?
Right.
Nothing, because you never had it set up. You were not prepared for this influx of when people come. Cool, you went viral. You have not one product. You don't have no T-shirt. You don't have no mug. You don't have no subscription list. You don't have no You don't have no product. You're not ready for it. You feel me? That's why you haven't blown up yet, because you're not ready for it. Now, when you're prepared for it, because when preparation meets opportunity, that's when shit happens. But if you're not prepared for it, the opportunity ain't gonna never present itself for real, for real.
That's a fact. You heard it here, kids. Take heed.
Swear.
No, yeah, and I mean, I didn't get into hip hop until probably college, but I was like in bands through high school and shit, and we were, just idiot high school kids, just like, we want to play a show at your fucking bar, you know what I mean? Like, not knowing what the hell we were doing, splitting $20 between 5 of us type shit, but like, hey, man.
4 for 4, man, that's all you need.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And yeah, when you're 14, 15 years old, ain't bad.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, knowledge is key. Absolutely. So you mentioned earlier, kind of in your origin story of hip hop, you originally wanted to be a producer. And I know because of our call that you said as time went on, you realized management was really the route for you. What drew you to producing over, like, I feel like everyone wants to be a rapper, you know what I mean? So what drew you to that, and then what changed your mind from that to the management route?
I've always had just a love for music, right? And I feel like I've always, and this is probably, now you learn a lot of shit about yourself, what you did as a kid as you got older, right? So for me, I was always tapping and beating on shit, right? So I was always, if I got 2 pencils, it's going down. If I got 2 spatulas, it's going down. You feel me? I was always just tapping, rapping, fingers, just going ham. My mother used to always be like, stop beating on the goddamn on the counter type shit. Now that I'm older, I'm like, you were stemming for real, right? So from that, it was always like there was a love with percussion, some kind of way, right? It was either drums, it was something. So when I got older, I got into marching band, because fuck, you're a band geek. That's where it really started. Yeah. So as I got into being a band geek, I'm starting to realize I like the beat aspect of songs. I like the creation of the music. I like live instrumentation. So then when we were in band, we weren't playing like we got on punishment one year, right? So we couldn't play no new music, right? So I graduated in 2010. So you think about when you competing at these little band shit, they playing Soulja Boy type shit. And we playing Earth, Wind, and Fire, right? So the shit for us at first was a punishment. But as we start getting into it, it's like, yo, we're learning, right? We're learning real instrumentation type shit. Like, this not no drum pad shit. Nothing against it, but, bro, we literally set up with, like, he's playing the timpanis, I'm playing the bells, I'm playing the marimba a little bit. He's playing, there's a full brass section, there's 4 strings. So from that, I fell in love with like the creation of music itself. So when I'm like, what job is this? Because you're in high school, you're trying to figure out, okay, well, how do I take this fun that I'm having in this band room and make this shit my life? Right. And you start realizing like there's a job called production where you make beats for a living type shit. Like that's what you do. So I'm like, yo, if I can find a way to make money and just make beats for a living, that's what I want to do. So then you put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, that's what Pharrell do. Mm-hmm. That's what Timbaland do. They're the best producers in the world. I want to be like the female version of them type thing. And then, of course, like, you learn about Missy, and I'm like, all right, there already is a female version. I just want to be that cousin too type thing.
I want to be the next one.
Right, you know what I'm saying? I just want to be in that family. So I'm like, bet, I want to produce. So when I graduate high school, in my head, it's like I don't quite know how to dabble into production. But hopefully that's what college will be, is me figuring out like how to actually get into the studios and like make beats. So at that point I had a keyboard. I remember having a picture of like an MPC on my wall. Like that was my dream, piece of equipment to get. And I used to watch Kanye videos of him chopping up beats and Ryan Leslie every single day.
Word.
You feel me? Every single day. Beats of Pharrell chopping shit up every single day. And I'm like, I just study the greats. That's what I was always taught. Study the greats. So I'm watching that shit all day. I'm in class. We got drum pads. I'm fucking just beating all over shit. Like, I'm figuring it out for real. So fast forward, I go to college. I'm in New York. I'm in St. John's. And I'm working with Theo. And I'm just learning a whole new side of this shit. So Theo was behind a lot of brands that kind of got popped. So I'm talking about, I'm seeing shit from Beats headphones when they first started. I'm seeing him work behind Lady Gaga. I'm seeing him do deals and tours and shit with And One. I'm seeing him like work comedians and shit. He's working, I think Charlemagne used to have like a podcast called like Brilliant Illy, something like that. But I'm seeing him do a whole bunch of like shit, and he not in no studio. You feel me? Today's task is like, yo, I need you to sit in the car for a minute because I'm about to go do this deal for this And One shoe, but like I don't want to get my. So it's like, what the fuck? I guess a lot of shit going on. I'm like, this is not in the studio vibes, but it's still like music shit. He was booking college tours, so we did a show at Hunter USG, and then it's just seeing him do a lot of shit. You got the biggest homecomings, Howard Homecoming, North Carolina Aggie Fest. He's behind all this shit, booking all these artists for real. So that was my job, was helping to book the artists and secure the contracts and shit. And
He's like the plug for everything.
That ass, you feel me? So we did a show, Hunter USG in New York at their college, Fabulous and J. Cole. So for me, again, this is 2010, 2011. J. Cole's blossoming. You feel me?
Like, right.
Bubbling type shit. So I'm already infatuated with J. Cole. J. Cole went to St. John's. I'm going to St. John's at the time.
Oh,
right?
Nice, yeah.
J. Cole was from Fayetteville. My family was from Fayetteville. So I'm like, oh, this nigga got the blueprint in my shit. I didn't know that J. Cole had one point like low-key intern for Theo. So I'm like, holy shit, right?
Word.
The concert comes, and I remember him telling before, like, he's teaching me how to, like, literally wire this money over to him. He like, yo, I want to send him, like, X amount of extra bands because, like, that's my guy. And I'm like, damn, bro, like, you got juice to just be sending the extra 10 bands like that? Like, what the fuck? So we doing all this shit. We get to the concert night. Now, at this point, I had brought my homies on with me to, like, be interns, too. So, like, my homegirl, she got her role for the night. She got her role for the night. This person got their role for the night. He like, yo, Jay, your job for the night is to hold this envelope. I'm like, what the kind of pussy shit is this, bro? Like, nah, dog, they got big jobs. I want a big job. He like, yo, just trust me. Every hour he asked me for the shit. I'm pissed because I'm like, fucking envelope, dog. It's a bullshit type thing. End of the night, come pop the envelope out. He like, yo, open it. It's a fucking check, $100,000 in his name. So I'm just like, hey, bro, what the fuck did
I'm
you
a
do?
bank now?
Right, you feel me? Like, what did you? But then I'm so confused. Like, what the fuck did you do to get $100,000, yo? And he's like, this is what happens when you're on like the business side, when you can be the one who's like orchestrating the deals, orchestrating the plays and shit like that. And then I feel like once that night, I just was like, fuck that. I want to learn how to make this kind of money type shit. You feel me? He was like, yo, I'm going to just teach you more of the business. So that was where my pivot went, was just realizing it was a combo of hearing like the producers never make money and being like, well, this motherfucker just got $100,000.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go on this side type shit. You feel me? But it just was, he kind of opened my eyes to like the business sides when it comes to like brand deals and opportunities and shit like that. And it's crazy because that was years ago, right? So fast forward now, shit, Theo just got a deal with Versace the other day.
Nice.
He still works with Soulja Boy. So a lot of business deals and ventures and shit you see with Soulja Boy, that's Theo pulling the strings behind that shit. The Big Three, the basketball league, that's Theo pulling strings behind this shit. So it's like I just learned from somebody who was like, he learned how to master how not to be in the studio type shit. You feel me? And once I seen that side, I'm like, so you don't have to be in the studio to make money. You don't have to hold a mic. You don't have to perform. There's other ways to this shit. And I think that exposed me to like, there's a business side to this industry.
It's almost like consulting.
It is, yo. It is. It's consulting. It's booking. It's kind of like middleman and shit. It's bringing the right people together. But overall, it's building a network of reputable people who you can like put some shit together. Okay, you want to do some shit in sports? You want to do some shit in sports? Well, let me introduce y'all. Next thing you know, we got Big Three type shit. You feel me? Like, oh, you want to do X, Y, and Z, and you know, Soulja like this. Okay, bet. Well, now Soulja Boy got his own gaming platform and all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? All from putting the right people together. So seeing that young was like, the power is in the people and the connections for real, for real. It's not always having to be in the studio, and it's nothing against that, but I feel like once I learned that, I just pivoted a little bit and was like, there's other ways to make money besides the music itself. I feel like that, and learning what's his name, Steve Stout, if I'm not mistaken, who has United Masters, who his whole shit was like getting people brand deals and opportunities. So watching them together was like, damn, this shit's bigger than just the music itself. Let me learn this side over here, because I feel like the music side will be easy for me because that's a passion. I'm going to grasp that shit. Let me learn the shit that's hard first, which is everything that I've been studying these last years. It's like, okay, now that I don't feel like I mastered it, I feel like I'm pretty good, but I'm always a fucking sponge, you feel me? So now that I know this side, how money can flow and how we can make money, now I'm getting back onto the side of being creative, because now I feel like I can merge them together good by being organically and authentically ourselves. Like, cool, you like to make lo-fi music? Cool, make your lo-fi music. Let's put this shit out, but let me link you with Calm so we can get a deal going type shit. Let me link you with, some of these little meditation apps or these little calm down drinks type shit, because they'll pay you for that shit, bro. So make what makes you happy. Let's learn how to make money off of it. And you're going to be super happy because you're making art that you like and you're getting paid from it.
We're going to talk after this episode.
but that'll be the shit. I feel like Theo just taught me how to like think outside the box. And
Word.
you know what I'm saying, see how that shit relates. So now I'm just a brain where I just kind of think outside the box and figure out how can I let the client be themselves and build around that type shit. Find things that correlate around that, so they don't ever feel like they conforming or they gotta be this person. I had some girl the other day that was like, I gotta wear my hair like this because X, Y, and Z. I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah, says who?
Right, dude, what the fuck makes you comfortable and everybody else is gonna adapt around you. Don't adapt to nobody else type shit, but you gotta be taught that.
Yeah. Sadly, yeah, some people don't know how to think for themselves.
Nah, they don't. That's cool. That's why we here.
Yeah. Facts. That is very true. So how long ago, or like around when would you say was that pivot, that switch?
That shit happened fast. I ain't gonna lie. So I feel like I interned with Theo in New York probably for like 6 months, and I was like 2012 type thing. Still cool with him to this day. So I would say up until that night in 2012, I wanted to produce. I've never looked back ever since. Like
That was definitely the turning point.
that was it. Yeah, I've never like made a beat again. I've never hit a drum pad again. Like none of that shit. You feel me? Like that shit just was like, yeah, we're gonna sell this keyboard and you can have that shit. And I'm finna go buy this book and enroll in this class and figure this shit out.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I'm definitely not mad at that. And with that, like you said, comes more opportunities, more branding deals. You want to get into this BandLab collab?
For sure.
And break it down for us.
BandLab was dope. So I've collabed with a couple of different companies this year. Low key blessed to have them all. BandLab was thank you. BandLab to me was an opportunity that I kind of grabbed at the reins. So I'm not even gonna lie, right? So
That was the email joint you were talking about.
yeah, so
Yeah, break that down.
they sent me an email, right? And the email was like, hey, what's up? We see you're like an artist, kind of tune in with us type thing. And normally, like, I get these generic ass like emails all the time, like, hey, we love your music. And my shit's like, cool, what's your favorite song? Because I ain't got nothing else. What the fuck are you talking about, right?
Right.
So I emailed the dude back and was like, I'm not an artist, but I feel like I might be able to help y'all on some stuff because I'm not an artist. And then there was a gentleman, I can't remember his name right now, but he was from the BandLab company, and we worked as judges together on a festival. So I was like, yo, I've heard of y'all company before through this dude. He seems like a cool-ass person. I'm not an artist, but I might be able to like help your artist type shit. Let's chop it up type thing. So shit, shout out to Brian who made all this stuff happen. Jumped on the Zoom with Brian, kind of just, talked it out. This is what I do. I help artists. We want to teach them how to make money, blah, 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 blah. He just was like, that's perfect because they just opened the distribution side for BandLab. So he's like, that might help people who, cool, once we push through distribution, what they're going to do next type shit. You feel me? It's like, that's what we might be able to, help you. I'll do some webinars with them, X, Y, and Z. But until then, he's like, yo, we got a couple new opportunities going on if you just want to do like some like promo videos type thing. I'm like, bet. let me vet it and make sure it's actual like value,
Right.
and then we'll go from there. Because my whole thing, like I promised myself this year that like if I'm not providing value either to the artist or the community, I'm not doing it. So like I dropped clients, and I'm talking about like clients who like that one client paid all my goddamn bills type shit. I dropped it. There are certain clients who I don't care what music you make, you can do what you want to do. But certain shit made me feel like I was enabling. So I stopped. You see what I'm saying? So with the BandLab situation, I vetted it. I checked it out. I felt like it was an actual value for artists, whether it's using their distribution platform, whether it's using their beats, whether it's they have this whole thing for if you're trying to get opportunities because they're linked with Reverb Nation.
Damn, I haven't heard that in a while.
Reverb Nation is
Shout out to
actually
Reverb Nation.
all that shit is owned by one company, low key. That's the whole
Okay.
thing. Feel me? So my whole thing was like it's kind of like a one-stop shop. They being transparent. You feel me? Like they not, oh no, we gonna take your royalties, none of that. Yo, make your beat, record your song, distribute that shit, pitch it for sync opportunities, license, all this shit all in one spot. So for me, I'm like, that is something that I feel like artists need. I
Right.
feel like that would help. I see artists who, you know, in the middle of me doing this deal, I had an artist who was getting beats from, not even going to say where it was from, but this online site where you can get beats from and whoever can get them can do it. And I'm like, yo, this shit's terrible. Like, the contracts are terrible.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can't find no PRO information to even give them credit type
Right.
shit. And I'm like, damn, you pay how much for this shit? You pay $200 and you don't even know the person's name versus like BandLab was like, yeah, the highest beat on here is like $50. I'm like, fuck. Make the beat, record it, distribute it, all this in one.
Yeah.
And it's for the low, and it's for the love of the artist. And then there are a couple artists who have like bubbled off of it for real, for real. And the fact that they're trying to grow and expand to just be more of a resource for artists. I feel like anybody who's trying to actually be a resource for artists and not take advantage of them, I'm a rock with it for real,
Right.
for real. So that's how the whole BandLab situation kind of went, still going type thing. I got a couple more videos I got to drop with them, but for me, I saw the value. They really helping artists. I'm a rock with them. There's another company I work with too called Indie Flow.
Indie Flow.
Indie Flow. So crazy thing with Indie Flow is like dead ass. My whole relationship with them started because I was trying to get a fucking job,
Word.
and I went through a month of like interviews and shit with them, and I got denied, and I was pissed. So I ain't gonna lie about this shit, right? But that's just how the universe worked. Like that job wasn't for me.
Right.
The owner of the company wound up coming back to me a couple months later and was like, we're creating this new like mentor feature, and we're gonna have maybe 6 to 10 of y'all. We want you to be one of the official mentors for the site. Bet. So I locked in with that, and then Indie Flow created this like new app, if you would, called Roadie. So Roadie is an AI manager, artist manager type thing, right? So you might put in like how do I increase my YouTube subscribers? And it'll give you like a play of like what you should do, like step-by-step type thing.
Yeah.
I can vet for that because I actually help like create the app by
Right.
giving consulting and giving input on like, this is what artists need help with.
Right.
And make sure you got this covered and make sure there's a way for them to understand how to do this. So like sat down with the owner. He's like, give me 10 things you feel like artists need help with, and how do we make sure that we provide that type thing? You feel me? So like this is what I mean by like I try to work with companies that provide value and provide answers and blueprints for artists, and most of them are for the low. Like,
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's why I kind of got with both, because they're helping the artists at the end of the day.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, as an artist, I appreciate what you're doing. For sure.
Definitely, man.
That don't sound because I've seen little ads about BandLab and shit on like Instagram and whatnot, but wasn't really sure of what it was, and I never heard of the app. Was Roadie, you said?
Roadie.
Roadie.
Roadie, yeah. So it's Indie Flow, and then Roadie is presented by Indie Flow, if you would, type thing. And Indie Flow is another like one-stop shop type situation. So you can do distribution. You can create an EPK. I like them because they help you like come up with your rollout plan. They help you plan content. They help you link with different venues so you can get yourself booked. So there's a whole like Rolodex of like tell them what city, state, country you might be in, and here are the people that we're linked with. You can pitch yourself directly in app to these different people. And then on top of that, you can also have like mentor calls. So it's like people, myself, but then there's a whole bunch of other people who have like specialties. Like, yo, you want to figure out like touring? Like, cool, go book a consultation with whoever the touring specialist is. And they're giving people like credit. So like sometimes when you sign up, it's like, yo, here's 2 free credits for mentor calls. And it's not like we sit on the phone for like 2 minutes or some shit. Like, yo, we sit on the phone on the Zoom with these people for an hour.
Yeah.
And just let them like spew that shit out type thing. And then they can take it, go back right into the app. This is what I learned. This is my homework. Now I'm going to make a rollout plan based on what I was given type shit. Again, blueprints, advice, value. That's what I want to make sure I provide anytime I'm touching something.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I mean, that's very admirable. I appreciate your service.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, yeah, like you said, most artists don't know how to do that shit. And as an independent artist, you kind of have to toe the line between being the artist creative and being your own manager. Fucking every
You play all the
facet under
roles,
sun.
man.
Exactly.
Put all the hats on.
I only got one hat on that you can see.
Right?
There are about 20 on this bitch.
No boy.
Do you have any like artists or anything that you want to plug?
I mean, I always
Like
got
that you
a nice
you know,
little Rolodex.
represent?
So technically, I manage Ski McFlurry. So always shout out to Ski McFlurry, McFlurry gang. That's also DUUVAAL's own type thing, if
Nice.
you would. I mean, let's see. I work with a lot of them. Let's see who we're working with right now. We got Famous. So Famous is a gentleman from Ohio. We just dropped this project last week called Phases. He dropped the EP. Let's see. I got a client who's dropping an EP on Thursday.
Nice.
Danielle Anastasia. She's dropping like a EP / visual album. Like that shit's gonna be mad dope.
Okay.
Let's see, man. Lillian Blanche, that's always my right hand, crazy dope R&B singer. She was originally from Charlotte. She's now in Houston, Texas.
Shout out to H-Time.
Yeah, she's super dope, man. Let's see. Damn, it's a lot. Let me see on my phone because they ain't gonna be like, yo, you forgot me, you bullshit. It's like, nah, yo, I love everybody, but it'd be a lot of folks. Jazzy and Cristal, they from Duval too. They dropped a song not too long ago called Sandra Bullock, like just some real trap girl, like talking this shit and like really riding on that shit for real. You feel me? Like, I love they for real because they just be. I love raw ass fucking like lady rap type shit. You feel me? Quentin Tyvon, so I'm actually courting him right now for management. But dope kid from Florida. I think he's living in like Alabama now, but his vibe is just different. You feel me? Kind of like Kendrick meets Shmino meets Black type shit to me. Just an authentic ass vibe. I haven't seen nobody like him for real. Nice. And I would say that's the, let's say off the dome right now. I don't want nobody beat me up and being like, yo, you forgot about me. But I mean, shout out to it. I work with a lot of dope artists. There are a lot of dope artists that are from Florida that I've been touching. Tally, I absolutely love Tally. That is one of my favorite artists out here. The whole Luxury Lane, G Blizz, all of them is my brother's family shit. Shout out to Isaiah Falls, who project by the drop. He's had a great run with that Florida Baby track for real. So it's a lot of talent that be in Florida, man. So I'm blessed to be able to hear a lot of projects first, be behind the scenes on a lot of different projects. It's just a lot of heat that's about to come out, man.
Hell yeah. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Well, and what about you? Where can folks find you, whether it's artists or just people who want to tap in with you in general?
Any and everywhere, Yoko ENT, man. So my website is jyokoent.com. I'm on every social media platform from Instagram to MySpace type shit. You feel me?
And the MySpace
yeah,
throwback.
Listen,
Aging ourselves now.
Nah, I made a new one. I made a new one because people don't realize like MySpace is now converted to like a low key. It's still a music hub for real.
Oh,
so, like,
really? I didn't know that.
I made a new page now, like maybe 2-3 years ago.
Get back on MySpace.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. But, yeah. So
still got the top 8 shit.
I don't know. I ain't get that deep. I was trying to. I wanted to be like. I wonder if I could still like change my page and make the little shit fall down and everything. But I ain't get that deep into it. But yeah, everything is always on my site. You can always subscribe to our text message link too, or our text message, which is always the best because that's why I'm always giving away hella free shit, whether it's information, whether it's events, whether it's somebody gave me a coupon for something, I'm finna blast that shit out to everybody too. Right. So our text link is always in all of our different little bio links and all that type of shit. And we'll be outside, man. So I'm always doing events. At least once a month, I try to do a webinar with somebody in the music industry, if you would, to kind of just expose people to different resources and different people they need. Like the first one I kicked off, I bought the latte lawyer on there because people don't know how to talk. They don't know nothing about needing a lawyer type shit. Right. You feel me? March, I bought 3 ladies on there for Women's Month. So one of them was an artist, one of them was a booking agent, one of them was another, like artist development specialist like myself. In May, we did it with this LGBT company who does like just artist help up in New York. And then this month we doing it with Kelly V, who's from 104.5 to highlight just radio. And overall, people don't think that radio is important no more. And it still really, really is when it comes to being an artist type shit. So I try to do something every month to introduce somebody to a new kind of role or player, if you would, in the music industry. And they're always doing, I'll be outside, so I'm always doing some kind of event, talking on somebody's shit. I've been doing a lot of like non-profit events, especially with like the Boys and Girls Club and stuff like that. We just wrapped up a writing camp with the kids. So
like songwriting.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So in April, with the Songwriters Association of Florida Songwriters Association, led by a gentleman named Steve, kind of just bringing shit together. We got a grant from the police department, $10,000. We went and bought studio equipment, and we donated it to the Boys and Girls Club to soup their studio up. And then we spent 4 weeks actually creating a song with them and teaching them how to write lyrics, write a song, record it, how to be in a booth, how to watch it get engineered in front of them, how to perform it, everything. So we've been working on that for the last couple of weeks.
Nice. And
in a couple of weeks, we getting ready to shoot their first music video. So we're going to shoot it at Full Sail. So we doing that.
Let's go. Gotta get back to the community.
Definitely, man. In a couple of weeks, we're going back to the Boys and Girls Club, and we're doing this whole, we're doing a field day, but it's all based on sustainability development goals. So based over in United Nations, it's 17 SDGs, which are kind of goals that they're trying to accomplish by 2030. And I feel like just mad people, self-included, have no idea that this shit even existed. So it's like, to me, changing shit starts with the youth. Let's teach the kids first, then they'll teach everybody as they come up. So just using the platform, man, again, it has to be valuable either to the community or to the people who I'm with. So I find value in the kids. Again, I'm just trying to be that person that I wish I had growing up. I wish somebody taught me about music younger or just exposed me to different things. So that's what we're doing to make sure that younger generation feels like they have that support.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, that's dope. Shit, you've inspired me.
Hey, man, give back. You feel me? Like, yeah, giving back changes your life for I feel like it opens you to more blessings, but there's always just, all you need is one. To me, you need one kid to kind of inspire, and when you see that shit, you just feel like it changed your life, man. I watched one kid during this writing camp. I literally watched his confidence just raise every single week. And he went from, being in the corner, you can just see him like, that shit's not right. That don't sound good. I don't think that's going to work. To it's this video when yeah. You seen him last time when he was like performing this song and he got his shades on. He was just just riding. I'm like, yo, all right. Who would have known? Just a little bit of encouragement with like you just seen this man do a full 180 type thing. You feel me? Like you see kids who are like, they coming every Friday because they know like that's recording day, or I need to make sure I got to come with my clothes right because I can't get in trouble.
Gotta come fresh.
I got to make sure that I ain't getting in trouble in school today, so I got to tell my mom not to come at a certain time. I got to get my verse done. I got to da-da-da-da. And it's like, yo, the power of music for real, but also just somebody showing you different. That shit changing lives, yo. So everybody give back, whatever you can do, whether it's going to a food drive and donating, whether it's donating your time, your money, your canned goods, like it helps, yo.
And it gives, at least like with what you're talking about with the music stuff, it gives the kids something constructive to do.
But I feel like even as like artists and shit for real. So for me, volunteering at the Boys and Girls Club opened up so many different doors. You feel me? And some of them can be different opportunities and working with people. So like, yeah, I'm working on this sustainability project, but like now I have a resource. I have a lot of different resources that I never thought that I would have. You know what I'm saying? Just off of different shit. But now it's also like, shit, they calling me, and it's not just, hey, can you volunteer? It's like, yo, can we hire you to do X, Y, and Z? And it's like, I would have did this shit for free.
Right.
But they're like, yeah, we know you would. That's why we want to pay you, because we value that shit. And, you know, it's other people who, can you come to this club now? And can you do that? It's just like, all this shit started from just genuinely wanting to give back. So that's why we tell people, like, yo, just give back sometime. You never know who you going to meet,
right?
Who life you going to change, how you going to change your own life for real, for real. And personally, I feel like I can't go to the next level without giving back some kind of way, because that's my way of bringing somebody with me. So even though it's not literal, it's like, cool, when I'm ready to elevate and go to the next spot, I got to go do a food drive first, because it keeps me humble and it keeps me thankful of what I have type thing. And it makes me realize, regardless of how big you might get, there's still work that needs to be done.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There's still help that needs to be given
level.
type thing. You feel me? So for me, it just keeps me at a level of not only being extremely grateful and having gratitude for what I have, but also realizing what I have can help other people. It don't always got to come out of my pocket. You feel me? I took 2 hours to go bag up groceries for how many families? Now they get to eat, because we all decided we was going to donate 2 hours of our time to feed 500 people. That's just priceless.
Right.
That's just priceless. That's needed.
Shit.
Hey, man. I'm fucking inspired.
Inspired, man.
I feel like that's a great note to end on.
Appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you coming through for episode
Appreciate you,
102, the kPodcast. We got a little saying around here. Stay safe, stay smart, stay sexy, and stay motherfucking tuned. You heard? Once again, Jay, Yoko, thank you. Episode 102. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Oh.
kPodcast. That's a wrap. Sayonara. Adios. Fuck out. Thanks for listening. Hasta luego. Thanks for tuning in. You don't have to go home. You just can't stay here, aight? Peace.